everybody. I am here with Matt Manasse, or McNasty, pickleball coach of the Star, as well as a pro pickleball player. What is your favorite title, by the way? You have a lot.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. McNasty is a good one. I've been called McNasty for a long time, or
Yeah.
Manasse, which is my last name. I don't know. You can call me Matt. I go by a lot. I generally don't introduce myself as Pickleball McNasty or Coach of the Stars. Normally, it's just a simple Matt, and then maybe if I need to pull out the Coach of the Stars card, I will.
Outside of the pickleball world, do people know that you're called McNasty?
Yes. So in high school, I was started being called McNasty because, again, my last name is Manasse. I had a coach, Christian Cowis, at Everett Academy. He was from Honduras, and he always would call me McNasty, and kind of just stuck after that. I used to do things in college where I would travel to different places. If I was in Lubbock or wherever for a tournament, I would say, all right, it's Lubbock McNasty. So then I would do these things on Snapchat and whatever. But when I got into pickleball, the first tournament, you were allowed to enter as a nickname, which you could never do in tennis. You always had to be Matt Manasse. But I saw on the draw Johnny Pickleball and the Flying Frenchman or Unicorn or whatever. There was all these nicknames in pickleball, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I want to sign up as a nickname. So I picked Pickleball McNasty. I kind of copied Johnny Pickleball, and then it stuck.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's great. Johnny Pickleball is another one of our sponsored players, just like you
Okay.
and Wes and a few of the other
Yeah,
guys. So.
I saw. It's actually funny. My name is still Pickleball McNasty on the tournament entries.
Oh my.
So it says pickleball, Matt Pickleball McNasty Manasse. So then when you're at the front or when you're at the net, when they're checking your paddles and giving you the rules, they're also calling to see who's in what position, like first or second server. So they're like, McNasty, pickleball. It's kind of funny.
Oh, I love all the referees there too. I'm sure they get a kick out of it.
They do. They like it. It's been fun.
Um, so what is I guess let's start with where you grew up, how you got into pickleball. How did this all start? I mean, I know it's the fastest growing sport. I feel like
Yeah.
you were one of the first people I've met in the pickleball realm.
Right.
Kind of been introduced to pickleball. So how did you get introduced to it? Where did that all start? Give us the whole lowdown.
Yeah. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. I got into tennis when I was 5 years old. We moved into a house that had a tennis court. My older sister was playing. So it was a long tennis journey from then until, I thought I wanted to be a pro tennis player. I went to high school in Florida for tennis. I went to USC, Southern California, my freshman year and played, and then transferred and finished out at Purdue and played there. After that, I worked at Babolat for a couple of years, the racket company, which is now also a paddle company. They make pickleball paddles too. But I miss being on court and being in the thick of things there. Being behind a desk wasn't really what I saw for myself, and got into college coaching. For 6 years, I coached women's tennis as an assistant coach and then associate head coach at Wisconsin, Oklahoma State, and then Duke University. 2 years at each, did pretty well. And, at Oklahoma State, we made the NCAA final my first year, the Elite Eight my second, won a couple conference titles there, then went to Duke. We went to back-to-back Final Fours, won a conference title as well. And I don't know, I at the end of 2019, I just didn't, I was trying to get some head coaching jobs, but I didn't really see that for my future, just being a college tennis coach. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just wanted more creativity, entrepreneurial nature, whatever you want to call it. And I left college coaching, ended up pro coaching for a few months from December through the pandemic. So December 2019 through March 2020 with Shelby Rogers, who's a top 50 player on tour. but I wasn't really enjoying that either. And the pandemic for me came at a perfect time because it sent me back to Erie, Pennsylvania, where it was my childhood home. I hadn't really been there in a long time, or at least for a significant amount of time. And I was there alone, kind of forced to like reset. The whole world was forced to reset, and I didn't have pressure to like get that next job right away, or do what I want, like hop into tennis or whatever. I could kind of just make TikToks and chill. And luckily I found pickleball. The community in Erie that I used to play tennis with had all switched to pickleball. That was my first kind of invitation outside of the house to do something social with people that was safe, So yeah, I got into pickleball during the pandemic, ended up falling in love with it, wanted to play some pro tournaments. Met one of our friends, Ryan Sherry. We played in LA. I went out there for a tournament and ended up meeting Doug Ellen and some other people in the Hollywood crowd. And I was like, wow, pickleball is allowing me to meet some special people. So went out to California a month later, and kind of the rest is history, I guess.
That's quite the journey. So is that how, once you got out to California, how did you then become like coach of the stars?
Yeah. That sounds cringy sometimes, but not all the time. No, so yeah, so when I first moved out to California, my vision was to kind of start the program at the Riviera Country Club,
Okay.
which is in Pacific Palisades. I had actually spent 4 different occasions there because All Americans for college tennis was hosted at the Riviera Country Club when I was at Oklahoma State and Duke. So when I was with Oklahoma State, we ran into Mark Wahlberg at the Riv and Hilary Swank, and I knew Adam Sandler was a member, and so that was kind of the who's who of celebrity, whether you're a movie producer or actor or whatever, agent, you belong to the Riv. And I thought if I could start pickleball there, that could be a way into that world. And they didn't have pickleball yet. So, after a few months of bothering them to give me, let me start the program there, I did a 16-person clinic. Actually, Wes Burrows, who you mentioned earlier, a good friend of mine and good friend, obviously, of CanDo, came and did my first free clinic to see if they would hire me at the Riv. We had 16 people. We brought 8. They brought 8 of their members, and we crushed it, as Wes and I would do. And I waited a month, and they didn't give me anything. They said I had to come back again and do one more free ladies group, so 4 women, and it was the first group was Ari Emanuel's fiance, Jim Burkess's wife, and Larry David's wife, and that kind of got my foot in the door a little bit to the Hollywood scene. And then it was a lot of outreach to agents and managers, and just normal organic referrals, I guess. And slowly but surely, you end up meeting a lot of different people in Hollywood. Someone wrote Craig Coyne, I met through Brian and Veronica Grazer. And Craig was writing this article, that first article for Vanity Fair. I introduced him to a bunch of different pros, to some of my celebrity clients, talked to him about all the different tours, and he put me in the article as the coach of the stars, and I kind of just ran with that.
I love that title. I think it's great.
Thank you.
And do you have like a favorite celebrity that you've worked with that you can talk about?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, first of all, they're all different, unique. There's a couple favorites for sure. I mean, Jamie Foxx is hilarious and loves it. He has 3 courts at his compound. Obviously wishing him well because he's in the hospital right now recovering. But hopefully he'll be back on the court soon. And just going there, he has all the personality in the world. You hear every impression in the book, but then you also get real fun pickleball. So he's great. Matthew Perry coming back from addiction and using pickleball to kind of get over that hump has been awesome. And he's, again, a personality and fun, and he will not miss an opportunity to crack a joke. Emma Watson, she's one that I've worked with a bunch, especially through that show Pickled. She's probably the most competitive. Like she will not stop, wants to get better, asks so many questions, is a good student, and so let's say those three are tops.
Awesome. And I know outside of pickleball, you do like a lot of things. So not only play, you coach, you also commentated before. You spoke a little bit about like entrepreneurship earlier. I've also been seeing lots of stuff about McNasty and 11 on your social media.
Yeah.
So do you want to share a little bit more like what you do outside of pickleball? I
Yeah.
guess still somewhat within pickleball, but outside of just playing.
Yeah, there's a lot. I have a lot of projects. First and foremost, Crush Yard, which is a pickleball entertainment venue. We're converting existing big box stores and turning them into these pickleball restaurants and clubs. So like Top Golf, but for pickleball, that's starting in Charleston in 2 months. Our first location will open there, and then we'll open up, all around the country. Probably Florida, east, southeast first, and then all over. I'm the chief ambassador of that. So that's one project. I'll be there a lot. The Gronkowskis have invested, Golden Tate, AJ Green, a bunch of really cool people. So that'll be a fun project and kind of my biggest one at the moment. What else? Yes, I've commentated a bunch for Tennis Channel, through Tennis Channel, ESPN, and I think NBC. I have started hosting events and emceeing events. I've done 2 now with 11 Vodka in the Miami Design District. So 11 Vodka and I came out with the McNasty times 11 Vodka PR box featuring all of my favorite brands. I had Yola in there, Municipal, as you can see here. That's one of my clothing companies that I work with, Mark Wahlberg's brand. I have 2 shows that I'm working on. One where Jamie Foxx is actually executive producer. We're trying to sell that right now. It's like a comedians in cars getting coffee, but on a pickleball court. So we made a great sizzle for that, and that's in the works. Probably going to be doing stuff with Doing Things Media, which is a digital platform to create content. They have a lot of big influencers and content creators and events they do. What else?
You're a busy guy.
I'm going to be featured, I think, in 2 documentaries, which is fun. And then just normal playing here and there. Obviously, sponsor commitments and stuff like that. My paddle deal's coming up with Yola, so it's either Yola or a couple others that I'm talking to. So, just trying to be a good ambassador for the sport. I think there's some, that obviously play every single week and they're doing a great job growing the sport as well. My avenue or lane is a little bit different. Yes, I can play on the professional level and but my growing the game is from kind of the amateur space, the event space, just being a good ambassador for the sport. And it's been fun.
Yeah. And where do you see the sport going? I mean, it's also it's already grown like a crazy amount. And so where in the next, I don't know, year or 2 do you see pickleball?
Yeah. I think at the recreational level, it's continuing to grow. So, and at the pro level too, but I'll start with recreational. When I got into pickleball, it was like 4.9 million people or something were playing it or picked up a paddle. Now the numbers that are being reported are in the 30s of millions of people playing. So the growth is there. I think you're still going to see a ton of more courts being built over the next couple of years. I think that's an issue. There's more players than there are courts. So the demand is exceeding the supply at the moment. In terms of that's gonna, you're gonna see growth internationally. You're gonna see paddle sales continue to grow, balls. Hopefully a lot of people will buy the CanDo Crisp, as that spreads more into pickleball. So that part is healthy. I think the part that everyone's not concerned or worried about, but is interested about, is the pro side. Will there be betting involved? Will there be TV rights deals that are bigger? Will the personalities continue to grow, so that there's a fan base that really cares? Obviously, us pickleball insiders know how great these players are and how great their personalities are, and they can shine on the biggest of stages. But the audience at large doesn't, right? If there's 30 something million people playing pickleball, but only 5,000 people are watching the final of MLP, then we have a big job to do to grow the awareness of the professional game and the personalities that are in it. So that's the next couple of years, that's going to be problem that the pro side needs to work on, but the recreational side is very safe and growing. And I think, one of my projects, I'd love to take this internationally and continue to grow the game across the globe and see if we can get into the Olympics.
That would be so cool. We need more courts out here in Austin. We actually just, a group of friends and I just tried to play on Sunday, and we went to like 4 different courts.
And they were all packed.
All of them were packed, and there were these like crazy like tournament kind of things going, like you had to put your paddle down on the ground, and there's a king's court and people are trying to make their way there, and half of us like had never played before, and we were like we just like want to hit the ball back and forth.
Right.
So yeah, we definitely need more courts out here, just for the people like me and my friends who just want to play for fun.
We'll have to get a crush yard out in Austin.
Yes. And so what's the difference between crush yard and then I think it's called like chicken and pickle, or pickle and chicken?
Yeah, there's chicken and pickle, there's smash park, crush yard, pickle and social. There's a ton of them. But crush yard is unique in the fact that, first of all, we'll be all indoors. Since we're repurposing an existing big box, like the building is already there. So to get up and running and to convert into our venue will be $4 to $5 million, whereas a chicken and pickle, their ground up build is between 18 and 22 million. So you have a pretty wide gap there of price to open. Being all indoors, we're never gonna have to worry about weather. All 8 courts, at least at our Charleston location, we may have more in other locations, will be able to be used all the time. In terms of keeping our labor costs down, we have 52 beer, wine, mixed drinks on tap, but it's all through the RFID, scanning system. So you go up and get your beverages on your own. You order all your food on the app. The food is very, very good. You book all your courts on the app as well, and merch. So everything's very automated. We keep costs down because the existing building is there. Parking is already built in because you're already in a big box area. So I'm pretty excited about the concept. I think we're going to grow quickly. We have a lot of franchisees interested in getting getting a crush yard in their location. So it's exciting.
We got to get CanDo bars in there.
Easily. I'll connect you after the call.
Amazing. So I feel like you are an influencer on Instagram, and you're out there and you're posting a lot, and I follow all of your journey. I see everything you're doing every day. Is there anything, or what is something, I guess I should say, that people don't know about you? I feel like you share a lot out there, but is there something that you can tell us that people actually don't know about you?
I don't know. I do like time alone. Sometimes I'm a pretty social person, but I think I recharge being by myself, probably for a little bit. Not a lot. I get bored too alone, but once in a while I need that time. I don't know, fun facts about me. I brush my teeth in the shower. I was born 3 months premature. That's a good one. I was 2 pounds when I was born. That's a good fun fact.
No.
And I was like deathly afraid of public speaking for a long time.
Oh my gosh,
Uh,
that's ironic.
in college, I took a public speaking course, and I actually dropped out because I was so nervous before my first speech. I just like didn't show up, and I took it online so I could do speeches like in front of the computer. And
And now
I've
you're
been
commentating and you're chatting
yeah
with
now
everybody all the
yeah
time.
now I speak in front of a lot of people a decent amount of time. So yeah, that was a big turn.
Oh my gosh. And so do you recharge then with, you have a dog now? Have you
No,
always,
my parents, my
okay,
my parents have a dog.
your
I,
parents?
I've been in Florida for a little bit now, just because there was the World Series of Pickleball, there
Right.
was the Pickleball Slam. I was supposed to play MLP. I hosted an event with Miami Design District in 11. I had to do some stuff with the PR box down here, and then there's obviously the U.S. Open. So it's like a month and a half that I've been in and out, and our wiener dog Huckabee uh, is here, and
I
and the
was gonna
story.
say, how do you have a dog? How do you have a dog with all of this?
I do not. So the story behind Huckabee, and that name is, we had a beagle named Hudson and a dachshund named Maccabee,
Oh,
and Huckabee is like this new they both passed, but this dachshund is like the coloring of a beagle but on a dachshund body. And so I was like, if we combine the names, Huckabee, and I came up with the
that's so cute. I love that.
name.
So what do you have to look forward to, let's say in the next month? What's going on your schedule? Are you playing in any tournaments? Give us the whole
Yeah.
list.
Yeah, so I have the US Open this Saturday. I don't know when this is being released, but the 21st or 22nd, whatever that is, of April, I'll play mixed doubles, pro doubles with Shelby Bates in Naples. So that'll be exciting. Uh, I go back to LA on the 24th. I have an event I'm hosting on the 26th, and then I fly to Atlanta for an event I'm hosting on the 27th. I then fly to Vegas on the 30th of April, to look at a site for a big event I'm planning for next year. And then, yeah, I have an event. I have a couple events in May that I'm hosting. I don't know if I'm playing anything in May yet. I don't believe so, unless I go to New York. But I think there's someone who wants me to train someone from Japan to see if we can get him ready for the pro pickleball space. So that's a project that I'll be, I think, in LA for at the end of May, and there might be a fun event at the end of May that I'm also working on with a pretty big artist. So I just got wind of that last night. So yeah, just everything and anything all the time.
Packed schedule as always.
Always, always.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I know you know everything about CanDo and our motto, but just before we wrap up, we are always asking people for their CanDo stories.
Mhm.
Obviously, you have probably many, but if you want to share with us just one of your best CanDo stories, we would love to hear it.
And a can-do story would be something that like I just like persevere, right? And
Yes. So
get
like,
to.
again, like the motto is it's about what you can do, not what you
Yeah,
can't, and just focusing on, those things that we
of
can't
course.
do every day.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I don't know, my story in general, I got fired from a job in Wisconsin, and then was able to rebound and get this great job at Oklahoma State, and then we made the NCAA final. And you go through tough times over and over and over again. You leave Duke, then you get something else. The pandemic hits, you're not sure what to do. You have to reset and find something and grind and make something of yourself. And I think, I don't know, I think everyone's life is their can-do story. Mine certainly is. Like, you're definitely gonna get a lot of no's in life. You're gonna have failures, and then just to continue to get up and grind and push through and persevere and network and make something of yourself is the perfect can-do story. And I certainly don't reflect on my own life often, but you know if I can, I'm proud of what I've done in the last couple of years. Reinventing myself a little bit, um and not taking no for an answer, and getting through difficult situations, and handling it all, hopefully with class. So I think, yeah, that's my can-do story. And I don't know if any of us have as good a story as Adam, but
There are some really, really
or
epic stories out there.
or as much personality and
That is
energy as Adam, but I'll try to match that energy this next year. That'll be my goal.
And I mean, we've known you like almost 2 years, a year or two almost.
Yeah. Yep.
And I know we're super proud of everything you've accomplished too. It's really cool to watch. It's cool to be part of the sport and watch that grow, and then obviously watch you like grow this community and followers. And yeah, we're so excited to have you on our team as an ambassador. And yeah, we're just excited for everything for you. And
I love Candy. What's on the horizon? What's new?
we've got a lot of cool things coming up, but right now what I can tell you is we just launched a new flavor. I'm not sure if you got that one in the mail or not, because you're all over the place, but we did launch a salted peanut butter flavor. New packaging, as you can see, everything now is CanDo crisp.
Yes.
We've moved away from having keto in the title. It's all still, like you can see here too, keto friendly, same ingredient, same texture, same everything.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
it. It's going to be great. I'm not sure if I got the new flavor. I have the socks in my bag, so I'm planning on wearing them this weekend, and hats and all that stuff. So I have all that on me. I'm excited to try the new flavor, and I won't spill what you've told me might come out another time, but I'm excited for that too.
Awesome. Well, good luck this weekend. Keep us updated with how you do. And yeah, thanks for joining our podcast today.
Of course, thank you. It's not about what you can't do, it's about what you can do. Let's go.
Let's go.